A 22-year-old woman launched a fashion brand during lockdown. No investors, no ads, no celebrity endorsements, just TikTok and her clothes. In less than 3 years, Odd Muse turned into a $1 million business, selling out every drop and redefining what luxury means for Gen Z. And today we're breaking down how a scrappy British label used social media, not ad spend, to build a empire, a true fashion empire. So Odd Muse was founded back in 2021 by Amy Smalley. She was 22, working in retail, frustrated about affordable luxury and how it didn't really exist. And she wanted to make a timeless, high quality brand for young women. But of course, like many young entrepreneurs, she didn't have a marketing budget. And when I hear there's a low marketing budget, there's a sense of like, I know since they don't have a lot to spend, they're gonna have to get creative. And when you come with this mindset of, okay, I can't spend money, I have to just make good content, I think that's where the best content comes from, truly. So she opened TikTok and started posting behind the scenes type of videos. And one of her first ever hits that I couldn't find, but I kept reading about in articles, was a simple like pack and order with me video that hit over 1.2 million views. So pack and order with me, just her packing an order that someone put in with her company Odd Muse. Her comment section, her fan base, it grew overnight, and her first capsule collection sold out. Her first one, which is crazy. So what makes Odd Muse's content different? What separates it from the rest? Because if you look at other even bigger luxury brands or fashion brands or even female fashion brands, a lot of them aren't doing what she's doing. And keep in mind, she has $0 ad budget. These big companies still can't crack a code like she has cracked it, okay? They have money to spend, yes, but she approached it with strategy. And I think the biggest thing was that when you're scrolling through her Instagram, it did not feel like advertising at all. It didn't feel like someone trying to sell you a product at all. It felt like you were scrolling through a friend's feed. All the posts were shot on phones, in dressing rooms, or the streets. The captions read like a text that you would send a friend. It felt like you were talking to another person. That relatability was there, and very, very strongly. Her content was like a mix of relatability, just relatable stuff in culture, and also aspiration. Talks a lot about how she quit her job at 22 to start her dream of making a fashion brand. Things that a lot of what her fans want to do even themselves one day maybe. So she really leaned into those things. Overall, built the brand acting like a person rather than a company. I think that's the strongest thing. Nobody likes being sold to. And you're acting like a company a lot of the time, it feels like they're trying to sell to you, and no one likes that feeling. We're gonna take a look at a couple of their videos. This one here reads, what does this say? 2020, mom, I'm going to quit my job to start a brand. Don't worry if it doesn't work out, I'll just go get another job. So already hitting that aspirational type of content. 2024, 11,500 orders on Black Friday. So kind of showing like, look, it's turning out, it's working. And you know, a lot of the time people like seeing other people win, especially if that person reminds you of themselves. When you can relate to them, when someone wins, it's a good feeling. That's why this video got 3.5 million views, if that's correct. Dang, 3.5 million views. This next one here, a year ago in our factory, not realizing this was the dress that was going to be our biggest launch ever. Look how simple. Look how simple. Look how simple. This video, 10 million views on Instagram alone. That is absurd. And look how simple this was. You know why I think this worked? I think this worked because she put the phone there. She was probably recording for like an hour, even more, just letting it run, having real interactions. You know who else has real interactions when they're trying on clothes? Her customers. People just like her do the same things. They try on clothes. They talk about it. They talk to their friends. And that is exactly what we're seeing in the video. So automatically, relatability. The first thing, relatability. And then the caption, a year ago in our factory, not realizing this was the dress that was going to be our biggest ever launch. Basically saying, this dress that everyone loved it, it sold out. Basically saying, hey, next time we have a dress that you like, you should probably get it before it sells out. Pushing scarcity, a fundamental in advertising. So this video did a great job at that. This one here, again, similar vibe. POV designed the dress of the summer that had 10K wait list and sold out in 3 minutes. Similar. She's in a beautiful area. She's dancing in her dress, similarly, a beautiful dress at that, and saying, look, people loved this dress. Make sure you get it next time it's available. Pushing scarcity in this relatable iPhone shot dancing way as many people post. Simple video, a little bit fun with the execution here. There's the last one I want to talk about. It says, POV, Hailey Bieber is your muse. Now, see? What did this get? 3.5 million views. Let me tell you something. I have no clue what this means. Truly, as I said here, I have no clue what this means. Hailey Bieber is your muse. Means nothing to me. Now, the reason I want to point that out is because guess why? It should mean nothing to me. This is speaking to her audience, her type of customer, not me. I'm not one that's probably going to buy a dress. She's talking to her customer, and that's why this video got 3.5 million views, because she's talking to her customers, okay? Directly to them. They feel like she's speaking to them. Again, strengthening that relatability. I don't know what the heck this means, but her audience did evidently, okay? Again, shot an iPhone. Make that key. Shot an iPhone. We didn't see any over-the-top curated post, something big and fancy with big fancy cameras in a studio. No, this is real. This is two friends walking down the street. Stand there. I'm going to take a video of you. This was that. And again, I will always hammer it home. That is what can build trust with your customer, with your audience. It feels like they can do it themselves. They just take out their phone and do it. So as you can see, the type of content she makes, I mean, if you're scrolling on her page, it feels like you're scrolling and you're talking to a friend. That's what it really feels like. And they saw direct business impact with virality, especially when it was linked to a drop. Like the time and time again, they would post a reel, go viral, and then that specific clothing line would sell out. This one specifically, this is my Boss Era uniform reel, pulled in 1.3 million views and led to a 72% sell-through in under a week, which is insane. So look, again, like I always talk about, the social impact. It's never just about views. It's not about views. It's about business. How did this affect their business? 400% revenue growth in a single year, 2022 to 2023, over 250,000 TikTok followers, and many drops that sold out within 48 hours. Do you know how many brands wish they sold out in 48 hours? Many brands attempt to do stuff like this but fail miserably because they do not relate to their customer. That's the through line here, being one with your customer, letting them feel closer to you as a brand. Like, she quite literally grew a business similar to just an influencer. Like, this is an influencer feel rather than a brand feel, similar to like Duolingo style. Like, we talk about other brands that can learn from this. Duolingo is an education app, as boring as it freaking gets. Yet they took something interesting, the owl, and they made him into an influencer, and it worked wonders. So how I like to see this is that not one size fits all, but I think we can take away from this is that you want to feel like you're speaking to your customer. Whether you can't necessarily do that all the time, even having a series of content or even a content pillar, it's one of your types of content that you post for your brand. I think leaning into this influencer type of feel, this social media manager behind the scenes type of feel, is such a good way. Let people see what happens behind the scenes. Let people see what you're seeing, experience what you're experiencing, how things actually work. When she's in a dressing room just trying on a dress, it's her getting her first reaction as well, thinking, oh, what about this or that or that? It is real life. So I recommend leaning into real life, because their playbook wasn't necessarily about going viral. It was about being human. Okay, sometimes 10 million views doesn't relate the same as a 1 million views. You know, of course, it depends on the content and like what is the focus on that said piece of content. But for the most part, relating to your customer is the most important part. All right, the through line here is connect with your customer. Be human. Okay, be human. That's why this 22-year-old could build a fashion empire on TikTok when humongous labels struggle to even hit 100,000 views with a lot of money to spend. They could barely hit that organically, and she absolutely hit it out of the park. So next episode, we will be discussing Apple's shot on iPhone campaign and how it turned users into brand ambassadors. Check it out next episode.